going on YouTube? Thomas out here. Out on Netflix now is season 2 of The Typico, which I loved. I really dug season 2. And also in theaters Friday is the new film White Boy Rick, both of which stars Jennifer Jason Leigh, who I adore. I mean, I think she's a tremendous actress. She's like in her late 50s, and I gotta admit, she doesn't really look that bad for a woman in her late 50s. And Jennifer Jason Leigh has been around since like the '80s, and she's a tremendous actress. I mean, she's done a lot of really good stuff. Some not so good, but almost every actor has done not so good stuff. So, in honor, I decided to do my top 10 favorite Jennifer Jason Leigh movies. Coming in at number 10 is a 1986 horror movie she did called The Hitcher. Which is pretty much about like a young man who escaped the clutches of a murderous hitchhiker who is stalked by the hitcher and who's like framed for his crimes. I mean, this movie is a creepy thriller. I mean, it's very Hitchcockian. The one who plays the hitcher is the tremendous underrated actor Rutger Hauer. He's an awesome actor. C. Thomas Howell from E.T. famous in this. He pretty much plays like the lead. Jennifer Jason Leigh pretty much plays like his love interest of sorts. And this was also remade like years later. I think came out 2016. I think Sophia Bush was in the remake. The original is a really good little movie. I mean, it's not really that well known, but it's a decent little thriller. Like the movie will keep you guessing from the beginning to end. It's loads of fun. Like, if you haven't seen the original Hitcher, give it a go because it's a really good little horror film. The remake was pretty decent too. Alright, coming in at number 9 is the 2007 little indie movie called Margaret at the Wedding. Which is, of course, directed by Noah Baumbach, who's an awesome director. And it stars the likes of Nicole Kidman. Jack Black was actually in this. It's cool to see him, tackle like dramatic stuff once in a while. The film is pretty much about Nicole Kidman's character and her son, Claude, who decides to visit her sister Pauline, played by Leigh, after she announces that she is, marrying a less than impressive Malcolm. In short order, the storm the sisters create leave behind like a mess of trash relationships and exposed family secrets. Like Jack Black actually plays the one that the sister is marrying. I mean, this is a good little movie. It has like good performances by Black, by Kidman, and Leigh. It's completely underrated. I mean, lots of people don't really talk about it, but if you guys still haven't seen Mark at the Wedding, it's a good little movie, and it shows how good of a director Noah Baumbach is, because he's actually a really decent filmmaker. Coming in at number 8 is the 1983 comedy classic Easy Money, which of course starred Rodney Dangerfield, who's awesome, who plays who inherits his mother-in-law's colossal fortune, and he's pretty much like a hard-living gambling addict. This movie is really good. I mean, you got like Ryan Dangerfield, Joe Pesci is actually in this movie. Yeah, Jennifer Jason Leigh actually plays like the daughter of Dangerfield's character. I mean, if you guys haven't seen Easy Money, it came out in 1983, and it's probably one of Ryan Dangerfield's best work. I mean, it's so hysterical. It's hilarious. Dangerfield was great. I mean, the guy was at the top of his game back in the days. Down the line, I should do it my best Ryan Dangerfield movies one day on these days. But anyway, if you guys still haven't seen Easy Money, like give it a go. It's an '80s comic classic. Coming in at number 7 is a 2003 film called In the Cut, which was an interesting little mystery thriller. It's about New York Brian Professor Franny who has an affair with a police detective who is like investigating the murder of a beautiful young woman in like their neighborhood. Meg Ryan pretty much plays the role of Franny. Mark Ruffalo plays like the detective. Leigh actually plays like the wife of the detective source. I mean, it's a good little thriller. I mean, if you guys haven't seen In the Cut, like check it out. It's interesting. Like it'll literally keep you guessing. And Meg Ryan was actually awesome in this. I mean, she's a decent actress. I mean, lots of people like she's of course best known for like romantic movies, but she could really show that she could do movies like this. And she did a really good job. And Jaffa Chase Leigh did pretty good in her part as well. All right, coming in at number 6 is the 1991 Firefly movie Backdraft, which is of course directed by Ron Howard and starred the likes of Kurt Russell, William Baldwin, Robert De Niro. Donald Sutherland was in this. Rebecca De Mornay. Cool cast. It's pretty much about like two Chicago firefighter brothers, who don't get along, but they have to go back to work while a dangerous honest is on the loose. I mean, this is a cool little film. I mean, it came out like in 1991, and it's loads of fun. Good performances. It's also like a straight to DVD sequel that's coming, but that's probably gonna be horrible. Jennifer J. Lee was pretty decent in this as well. If you guys haven't seen the like Backdraft, give it a go. It's a cool firefighter flick. Coming in at number 5 is the Robert Altman film Shortcuts, which of course came out in 1993 and had a cool ensemble cast. I mean, we're talking Andy McDowell, Julianne Moore, Tim Robbins was in this, Bruce Davison, Jack Lemmon, Matthew Modine, Ann Archer, Lily Taylor, Robert Downey Jr. was in this. Like the list goes on. Really cool cast, and pretty much like it's like the day-to-day lives of several suburban Los Angeles residents. Of course, Robert Altman did a good job at directing. He was a good director. I mean, Popeye, Shortcuts, decent filmmaker. Jennifer Jason Leigh was good in her parts. The other cast was all tremendous. If you guys haven't seen Shortcuts, check it out. It's a nice little movie. Coming in at number 4 is Spectacular Now, which pretty much had Jennifer Jason Leigh as the mother of Miles Teller's character. I mean, it's like a cute little romance film that has Miles Teller with Shailene Woodley. Where like Miles Teller pretty much falls for a not so typical nice girl played by Woodley. The film was directed by James Panos Solet. I think that's how you pronounce the last name. Who directed Marvel movie The Circle. He also did that Jason Sudeikis no, Jason Segel movie that got released a few years back. Really good director. And Spectacular Now is a cool, is like a cool coming of age story. Teller was good, Leigh was good in her parts, Wooly was amazing. You also have like Brie Larson, Kyle Chandler, Mary Elizabeth Winstead was in this, Bob Odenkirk. Nice little film. I mean, if you guys still haven't seen Spectacular Now, if you're into like coming of age romance movies, this is a good one to check out. And it's one of A24's best work as well. Coming in at number 3 is the 2015 Quentin Tarantino movie, The Hateful Eight. Now, the role that Jennifer Jason Leigh played was actually going to go to Jennifer Lawrence at one point, but Lawrence backed out because I think she was also doing that movie Joy at the time, so she kind of had to drop out. And it's pretty much about like a bounty hunter and his partner. Find, of course, Kurt Russell plays the bounty hunter, and Jennifer Jason Leigh pretty much plays the printer. And they all like find shelter in a cabin, inhabited by other characters. Jennifer Jason Leigh was like messed up in this movie throughout the whole film. I mean, she got beat up. This is probably one. If I was to do my 10 favorite Jennifer Jason Leigh performances, this might actually be number 1. I mean, she was that good in this film. I will have been down if she had won the Oscar because I think she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress for this movie. If she had won, I would have been okay with it because she was that good. And of course, she worked with a good cast that included like Sam Jackson. The aforementioned Kurt Russell was in this. Walton Goggins, Damien Bashir, Bruce Dern, Channing Tatum was actually in this film. I mean, lots of people call it like Quentin Tarantino's worst film. I don't think so. It was pretty decent. I mean, it's not his best work by any means. That honor goes to Pulp Fiction, of course. But it was a decent little Western movie that got released. I mean, of course, it was like his follow-up to Django Unchained. And, of course, his follow-up to this will be that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But, like, if you guys still haven't seen Hateful Eight, it's really awesome. Coming in at number 2 is a film. It's pretty much an obsession film, and it's a 1992 film titled "Single White Female," which of course starred Bridget Fonda. Man, I gotta miss Bridget Fonda. I kind of wish she made some sort of comeback. She was at the top of her game back in the 90s. And of course, pretty much about like Bridget Fonda. Pretty much is advertising for a new roommate, and the roommate she ends up finding is like pretty strange and does crazy stuff. I mean, you got Jennifer Jason Leigh as the crazy roommate. Bridget Fonda plays like the not so crazy roommate. Steven Weber is also in this. This movie is really creepy and nuts, and Jennifer Jason Leigh was completely a creep in this film. I mean, she was so obsessed over Bridget Fonda's character. I mean, this was like the fan attraction of the early 90s. It's really darn good. If you guys haven't seen Single White Females, it's a cool little thriller. I mean, it'll keep you guessing from beginning to end. Like, it's very Hitchcockian. It's such a creepy little movie. Definitely give it a go, because check the first one out. Don't bother with the sequel, because there's like a straight-to-DVD sequel that got released years later. The sequel was horrible. The first one is the one you want to watch. Alright, coming in at number 1 is actually no surprise. It's an 80s classic, and that would be one of my favorite teen movies of all time, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Which, of course, pretty much is the film about like a group of California high schoolers who are developing their most important subjects, including like there's sex in this, there's drugs, rock and roll. It's, of course, based on a book by Cameron Crowe, who, of course, directed Almost Famous. And the film is also directed by Amy Heckler, who went on to do Clueless. I love Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I mean, got Sean Penn in one of his best roles as Jeff Spicoli. Judge Reinhardt was amazing in this. Phoebe Cates. I mean, what guy did not love Phoebe Cates in this movie? I mean, let's be anybody who's seen the movie, any guys who have seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High. How many of you guys love that Phoebe Cates was in this? I mean, if you guys seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High, you'll know what I'm talking about. I mean, definitely that scene. I mean, any guys who've seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High would know what scene I'm talking about. And anyway, if you guys haven't seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High, what you wearing for? It's if it wasn't for this movie, you probably wouldn't have stuff like American Pie and anything. Fast Times at Ridgemont High is just awesome. You know, I mean, Sean Penn, dude. I mean, come on, he's awesome as that role. It's probably one of Sean Penn's best roles ever. Of course, Sean Penn was at the height of his career when he did this movie. And Jennifer Jason Leigh was actually amazing. She was pretty much like the good girl who, this is a little bit of a spoiler, but who pretty much hooks up with someone and with one of the league, with one of the douchebags in this. The dude she kind of hooked up with was kind of a douchebag. You also got like people like a young Nicolas Cage was in this, a young Forrest Whitaker. So if you watch this movie, there are some people in here you'll recognize today. But anyway, that's pretty much it for my top 10 favorite Jennifer Jason Leigh movies. Let me run down the list. Number 10, The Hitcher. Number 9, Margaret at the Wedding. Number 8, Easy Money. Number 7, In the Cut. Number 6, Backdraft. Number 5, Shortcuts. Number 4, Spectacular Now. Number 3, The Hateful Eight. Number 2, Single White Female. And number 1, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Now, there's a few other stuff that she's been in. Let me pull up her filmography. Dolores Caliban she was in. A lot of people like that movie. I always found that movie boring. She was in this movie called Anna Melissa. Nice little puppet movie, like a nice little doll puppet movie, if you want to call it. There's like a puppet sex scene there. Spoiler for that movie. So if you're into movies about puppet sex, that's your type of film. Annabelle, The Awakening. No, thank you. She had a good small part in this little movie last year, Good Time, with Robert Pattinson. That was really good. Hate Ship, Love Ship was actually a really good movie with Haley Steinfeld. Greenberg, another Noah Baumbach film. The Jacket was decent, not great, but it was okay. Road Position. Oh, I forgot she was in that movie. I could go down a list of the films that Leigh was in. She's been in a lot of interesting stuff. Like I said, she has been in crap, like that Amityville Awakening. Whew, I saw that on Stars. Quickly shutting it off. Whew, what a shitfest that was. She was also in that Lyndon B. Johnson movie, LBJ. Let me leave it to you guys. What are your favorite Jennifer Jason Leigh movies? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Thomas L. signing off.